Welcome to the Health by Haven podcast. I'm your host, Haven Quinlan. If you're a multi-passionate wellness enthusiast, then you're in the right place. I'm obsessed with learning as much as I can about the wellness world, and I want to share that with you. Each episode will dive into various aspects of health and wellness through inspiring and informative guest interviews with some solo episodes thrown in. Tune in for all things health, and let's have some fun, shall we? How's your body feeling today? If you've been carrying old tension, maybe from an old accident, childhood braces, or just life doing its thing, then you're not alone. At Avoda Massage Therapy in Columbia, South Carolina, they offer something called craniosacral fascial therapy, or CFT, and it's amazing. This gentle, hands-on technique helps unwind layers of stress and strain your body's been holding on to, sometimes for years. CFT helps your body move and flow the way it was designed to, improving mobility, calming the nervous system, and supporting your brain's natural function. Many people feel lighter after just one session, while deeper healing unfolds over a few visits. It's never too late to start feeling better, and your body already knows how to heal. Sometimes it just needs a little help. So go check out Avoda Massage Therapy in Columbia or learn more at avodamassagetherapy.com, because healing feels so good when your body finally lets go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Health by Haven podcast. It is just you and me today. I was just feeling really called to connect with you guys on a solo episode around goal setting. And I know we typically talk about setting goals at the beginning of the year, which is great, right? New Year's resolutions, new year, new me, all of that. But I actually find it really challenging to get motivated for big new goals when it's super bleak and dreary outside. It's freezing cold. It's dark all the time. Not really the greatest environment for motivation. And of course, we can't always rely on motivation, but I don't think we should have to limit our big goal setting for the year to January 1st. I think every single day, every single hour is an opportunity to start over, to achieve the goals that we want, and to set our mind to big, amazing things. So today we're going to have a quick chat about goal setting, some tangible, actionable tips to really help you set achievable goals. The biggest mistake that people make with goal setting is trying to do everything at once. And this is oftentimes with New Year's resolutions, right? We're like, we're going to overhaul our entire life this year. Everything is going to be different. I'm going to change everything. And it gets really overwhelming. And then we end up throwing in the towel on all of it. So I think biggest mistake is trying to do way too much all at once. So I think you should start off with one big goal to focus on. Put your energy towards that goal. You can change your life with one big goal or a big shift in your priorities, and then everything else will follow. All of those other goals will fall into place. So, identify what's your number one goal. What do you really want? So for the sake of this episode, I'll use running a half marathon as an example because I can't talk enough about running. But you could use this with any big goal you have in life, a career, a move, something that you really want to work towards. So first you need to create a plan. Once you've identified what you want, create a plan. Write it down if that speaks to you. Make a little diagram if that speaks to you, but keep yourself accountable. Create a plan that is step by step, because sometimes you can have a big goal and you have no idea how to get from A to Z if it seems really far from where you're at. So for instance, if you never run a half marathon and your goal is that you want to run a half marathon, creating a plan would look like making a 12, 16, 20 week running schedule for yourself, or finding a plan online, or working with a running coach. And then work backwards from there, right? So when you're creating this plan, start out with that end goal in mind, and then you can break things down into actionable steps that are a little bit more bite-sized. So week by week, day by day, what are you going to do to make progress towards your goal. Because it's great to have goals, but if we don't actually work towards them, we're never going to achieve them. And then set a timeline. You want to be flexible, of course, life happens, but try to keep yourself accountable as much as you can. So for instance, if it's a half marathon you want to run, pick an actual race, pick an actual date, sign up for it, and hold yourself accountable. Next, measure your progress. This is super important with goals. Instead of saying, I want to get in shape or I want to be a better runner, make it tangible. Quantify those goals. Make sure they're measurable. So instead of, I want to be a better runner, I want to run a half marathon. That's 13.1 miles. And here's how I'm going to break the training out mile by mile or minute by minute. You want to make them achievable, of course, nothing super crazy. If you've never run before a day in your life and you're setting a goal of running an ultra marathon, 100 plus miles, that maybe isn't super achievable, but you can take steps to get there. Start with a 5K, then a 10K, then a half marathon, and so on, because you don't want to limit yourself, but you don't want to set something so unattainable that you give up on yourself. And then find a way to celebrate the little wins along the way, especially if this is a long-term goal. Celebrating those little wins is going to help keep you excited into achieving that larger end goal. Next, share your goal. It helps so much to have a little accountability buddy. So when you're feeling overwhelmed or life throws you a curveball, those loved ones in your life can help remind you that you have this goal and why it's important to you. And I really like to write down like little notes everywhere, notes of encouragement to myself on my bulletin board or the race date on my fridge in this race day example, right? A little countdown clock. Whatever's going to motivate you and those little reminders that are visible in your day also really help you stay accountable. And then know your why. So when things get tough, you actually have a reason to keep moving forward. This goal has a purpose behind it, greater than just achieving the goal. Like, why do you want to run a half marathon? Because you want to get stronger, because you want to build your stamina, because you want to have a sense of accomplishment, because you want to set an example for loved ones in your life. Like, what is your greater why to whatever the goal you're working towards is? And remember, progress isn't linear. Know that sometimes you'll take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but overall, that is still 1 step forward. And when you achieve this goal, because you are capable, people who achieve goals aren't special. They're not better than you. Everyone is capable if you set your mind to it and you keep yourself accountable. So when you achieve this goal, celebrate it big. Have a party, take yourself out to eat, do something that makes yourself proud, and don't forget to celebrate all along the way. And especially when you achieve that goal, let that momentum power you forward towards your next goal. Let me know what goals you guys are working on this summer and beyond. I, for one, have a big running goal that is coming up for me. So I'm really excited to share more about that with you guys over on Instagram at Health by Haven. So please message me your goals too. We can be each other's accountability buddies. We can cheer each other on along the way. I hope these tips were super helpful for you. If they were, send this over to a friend, share it on your social media, make sure you're subscribed to the show. Maybe you really loved this episode or a recent guest episode and you want to write a little review. All of those things, they really go such a long way. And I know every podcast you listen to says this, but it does. It makes a huge difference, especially for small businesses. When you guys share out, word of mouth is huge. Reviews are huge to get this podcast to new listeners. So I just appreciate all of you so much for being here and listening. I hope you find all of the episodes educational, informative, and fun. And I so appreciate your support every week. I can't wait to bring you another exciting guest episode next week. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Health by Haven podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to give the show a 5-star rating and leave a review. It makes such a huge difference in reaching new people and spreading the joy of healthy living. I would also be so appreciative if you subscribe to the show in the listening app of your choice so you never miss an episode. Your support truly means the world to me. Have a happy, healthy day, and I'll talk to you again soon.